I thought I would stand up. I don't know why. I just didn't want to sit down on the bed. But now you can't see my shirt. I love this one so much. I think I've showed it to you in another video, but oh well. So today I didn't do my intro. Welcome back to the channel that knows nothing. I'm Jem and let's get to it. So today we are doing the Bookish Bookin book tag. Didn't add an extra tag because I'm learning. So the first question of this tag is name a well-loved book that everyone else loves but you don't. And that is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I don't feel like I need to do much explaining about this because I have in other videos. And if you haven't watched them, then maybe you should just go and watch my other videos. Question number 2 is name your guilty pleasure books. And I love Becky Albertalli so much. I could probably just read her books for days. I love them so much. They do have their faults, but you know what? I will happily read through them because she's an amazing author and I love her. I just realized I'm standing like right on a creek. Third question is name a book that was spoiled for you, and it isn't necessarily The Mortal Engines, but it's something that happens later on in the series that I got spoiled for me. I didn't really ask for the spoiler, but I was happy to like hear it, but then I don't really remember being like, yes, tell me to this person, but yes, that was spoiled for me. You know who you are. Fourth question is name a book that made you ugly cry. I don't really remember a book that made me like ugly cry, but I remember a book that made me really upset. And I don't generally like get really upset in books, even if they are really sad. Only because I read obviously, and I know that thing, but I'll tend to get more upset in movies because it's a visual thing, and I like you can understand that a little bit more than imagining something in your head, or at least that's how I, you know, perceive things. But that book was Wonder, and that movie made me cry, ugly cry too. Question number 5 is what was your latest did not finish, and this was Beautiful Broken Things by Sarah Barnard, I think. I don't know. And this was because it touched a little bit too close to home. It was about, you know, fights in high school, and I couldn't do it. Number 6 is name a book you read due to controversy, and that is The Six of Crows. Totally said it right. But that was mainly because I was also pressured into reading it too. So, I mean, I was eventually gonna read it. It's just it took me a bit. Okay. Question number 7 is, was there ever a book that you read where you questioned the author's sanity? And yes, Carnival-esque by Neil Jordan. I seriously wonder what was going through his head when he thought that this was a good idea for one, and also, what the fuck? If anyone else has read this book, can you please just join me in the comments just saying, what the fuck? Question number 8 is name the most cringiest book you've ever read. Summer Skin by Kirsty Eaker. It was very cringy. Number 9 is name a book you solely read because of the cover, and it's The Search for Wonderla by Tony De Laurentiis. I think I'm saying that right. I actually never finished it. The bookmark's still in there. I actually do want to go back because and read it because one, it's so pretty, and 2, it wasn't that bad. I just got super confused when I started to read it, and I was pretty young when I started to read it, I'd like to say. I feel like I would understand it more now. Plus I bought the other 2, so I feel like I'm obliged now. Number 10 is name a book that you're embarrassed that you read, and I don't think there's really a book that I'm embarrassed that I read. Like, I can't really think of one off the top of my head. And I was even, like, standing around for a good, like, 10 minutes looking at my shelves. I'm like, no, I'm not really embarrassed. They were kind of good at the time I read them. Number 11 is name a book that you think is unknown that people should know more about. And mine is Not Your Sidekick by C.B. Lee. It's so good. It's probably one of the best superhero books I've ever read. It's my favorite thing in the entire world, and I need to read the next one, and then there's a third one coming out soon too, so I'm pretty keen. Number 12 is Name Your Favorite Villain, and mine is probably Valentine from the Mortal Engines, because in the end I feel like he is redeemed in some way, and I like it when that happens with villains. Because I feel like, you know, they're bad, but they're also good, you know? Number 13 is name a book that is outside the norm of what you would read. That is, like, a book you liked. Obviously, why did I phrase that question so weird? Anyway, mine is Illuminae. I think that's how you say it. I've only read this one. I do have the other two. I have been meaning to read them for a very long time. But also the size of these things are massive. But also, I just love this so much. It's zombies in space. You could not ask for more. Number 14. Name some tropes that you like reading. And even though I do hate this in some books I don't mind. The star-crossed lovers or the love triangle. I kind of like it sometimes. But also in some books, like Cassandra Clare's, it's a bit much, not gonna lie. And the last but not the least question is number 15, and that is why you wanted to join BookTube, and is mainly because I wanted to read more books for one thing, and also I was inspired by some booktubers that I saw, and I was just like, yes, this seems like a really cool thing to do. I'm going to do it. And so, yeah, I did. Anyway guys, that is all that I have for you today. Please like, subscribe, because that is always nice, and goodbye. Number 11 is name a book that you think doesn't get like, woohoo, that's not right. Anyway guys, that is all that I have for you today. I'll see you next time. Please sub, like. Anyway guys, that is all that I have for you today. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, because that's always nice. That doesn't make any sense. Let's try again.